Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Alfriti and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilaiti Ambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, police questions Ratu Apenisa on installation. Traders charged over homes care fraud. And PM again lashes out at keyboard warriors.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Smith.
Police Commissioner Brigadier General Sitiveni Gilio has this evening confirmed that Mbao's High Chief Ratu Apenisa Mbao still remains in police custody. Ratu Apenisa and others were taken in for questioning from the island this morning by police with the assistance of the Fiji military. We now join Kelly Vadala live. Kelly, has there been any further developments on this front?
Jackie, while the questioning continues, we do not know when Ratu Apenisa will be released or if there will be any charges laid against him. This comes after information was received that Ratu Apenisa was adamant to continue with the installation ceremony despite it being called off by the Native Lands Commission yesterday. Ratu Apenisa and some others were taken in for questioning. Following this, police also say they requested for the assistance of the military in the event of any confrontation with traditionally armed warriors who had already arrived on the island. Ratu Apenisa was supposed to be installed as the Vunivalu of Mbao on the island today. However, the Native Lands Commission instructed police to stop it. NLC Chair Ratu Israeli Vananalangi says they also received a letter from Ratu Choti Kandavule Wudakambao, his brother, disputing the installation. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Kelly. Meanwhile, earlier today, family members of Ratu Apenisa Mbao still made their way to Bao Island despite the installation being stopped by the Native Lands Commission. Police officers were at Mbao Landing monitoring the movement of people and ensuring the safety of Fijians. Kelly Vadala again with this story.
This was the scene at Mbao Landing in Nosori at around 8 this morning. There were police checkpoints, officers on standby and people confused and in doubt on whether to go to the island.
We are aware of what has happened, but since we came from Vunu level, we will just go to the island and see what's happening. In this situation, we are not really sure what to expect. If the installation of Ratu Apenisa Mbao is going to proceed or not.
A team of officers came to Mbao Island early this morning and took Ratu Apenisa Mbao and some of his key players for questioning. Abay Nand, a close friend of Ratu Apenisa, says he was not aware of the installation not taking place.
When I came this morning, I saw the police in here, so I was a bit surprised. I didn't go through the news. I was a bit surprised, and then I've been told that Ratu is no longer on the island, so I'll go back.
I have been taking endless trip to Mbao Island this morning. I think I've taken about 60 people already and still going. There's been a lot of talk about the installation and this has actually triggered some people to go back, even if they came from far away.
As we left the vicinity of the island, people were either leaving or making their way to the island where the church service for the installation went ahead. Kelly Badala, FBC News.
4 traders in the Western Division have been charged by the Fiji Competition and Consumer Commission with abusing the homes and farm care programs. Chief Executive Joel Abraham says they were able to discover these traders in the first round of investigations and will soon be charging more. Anna Ravulo reports.
More traders are expected to be charged and the FCCC says no one can hide from them.
The charges relate to failure to mark price, which then takes away a consumer's opportunity to be able to do price comparison. As such, it takes away their ability to make an informed choice. And we've confirmed that we will be laying charges on Monday on 3 traders.
Abraham says they will not leave any stones unturned.
We have engaged more people as part of this exercise, and more and more people are coming on board. So in the second round, the investigation will actually be spread wider. We are going for 100% coverage.
The task force returns from the north this weekend before heading to the west next week to begin their second round of investigations. Anna Ravulo, FBC News.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama has slammed critics who are continuously spreading disturbing lies about the country's health services on social media. Speaking at the groundbreaking ceremony of the new maternity unit extension at the CWM hospital in Suva, Bainimarama says the government will not accept anyone trying to make political football out of the health of Fijians. Ali Kimbia has more.
Prime Minister Vorenge Bainimarama says government cannot accept outright lies about the performance of our health officials or any private medical information of any Fijian.
I've been deeply troubled to hear that on social media we've seen postings from cowards hiding behind fake profiles who have used the tragic deaths of some patients in Fijian hospitals to tell disturbing lies.
Bainimarama says there are people out there who are trying to take advantage of these tragedies for their own agenda.
It makes me sick to even think about. I can't imagine the pain of those families who have had to watch lies being told about their lost loved ones.
The Prime Minister highlighted there are systems in place where people can lodge their complaints and make queries.
I think PM is true. According to me, whatever PM said is correct. The people should take it to the government officials.
With a lot being said about our health system, Bainimarama says these fake profiles on social media are not doing any good to Fiji by lying, and they are only confusing the public to promote different political interests. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
A man alleged to have made false declarations to register as a voter has been granted bail. Rajneel Pratap Sobha faces 3 separate counts of false declaration in connection with voter registration applications. It is alleged that last year Sobha made a false declaration by trying to register as a voter under the name of Rajneel Malhotra. It's also alleged that he made a false declaration on an application for replacement of an electronic voter registration card under another name. A further allegation is that he applied to be registered as a voter under the name of Rajneel Pratap Sobha while already registered as Rajneel Rajiv Malhotra. The matter has been adjourned to June 26th. Still to come, Lakemba villagers mark Environment Day and Fijians die in tragic plane crash. Stay with us.
Bula neva ngoma kay leloma ngonga nakas ondo magrong ng Bula FM namban 2 ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai lambasa ya ondo talita ino warong ng Bula FM namban 2 ay nasere.
Guya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka talita kina na warong ng Bula FM namban 2 ay nasere.
Wana tunga ng Bula FM namban 2 ay nasere naman.
Na vengo fani na tao ngo singa toka kita ondo talita kana Bula FM namban 2 ay nasere.
Bula FM namban 2 ay nasere.
A high volume of household waste are never disposed of properly and often end up in the ocean. For World Oceans Day today, villagers of Lakemba in the district of Namuka learned the impact their trash has on the ocean. Eleanor Tarangaivu reports.
26 kilograms of plastic bags, 9 kilograms of clothes, 559 tins, 70 plastic bottles, and 155 glass bottles. These are household rubbish collected from around Lakemba village and its foreshore this morning.
The figures are not important. The main object behind this is for the people to realize how much they have polluted the environment, like surrounding the village.
An awareness initiative carried out by conservation NGO C3 is helping the villagers understand how their household rubbish is affecting the ocean, their main source of livelihood.
We can testify that a lot of the seafood we collect from near our shores are no longer there because of the trash from our homes. It's killing them.
The disposal of household rubbish is often taken for granted in many rural remote communities due to the lack of awareness carried out.
We have now realized from the campaign that it has affected our Ingolingoli, our village itself. It's brought out new diseases amongst the villagers.
The village cleanup this morning is part of the observance of Environment Day and World Oceans Day today. Eleanor Turangibu, FBC News.
In a bid to conserve marine resources, the first ever Life Under the Sea Marine Science and Education Centre has opened in Yasawa. Located at the Barefoot Manta Resort, the Science Centre was built from recycled materials following TC Winston. Felipe Naikaso has more.
This Science Centre will complement the efforts to conserve the marine life on the island.
It's extremely special. I think it should be special to all Fijians because it is at the heart of everything that we do.
Villagers will use this centre not only for marine conservation but also for education and community outreach programs.
The Marine Centre and learning about the reef has a couple of important roles. Of course, it's good for tourism to have healthy reefs, but more important than that, it's not just about pretty butterfly fish. The local communities rely on a healthy reef.
I'm very happy that they have built this science centre, as it will greatly assist our efforts in looking after these marine resources.
The villagers here in the Yasawas have hailed the Life Under the Sea Marine Science and Education Centre a success. This is also in line with government's plan to ensure that marine resources are conserved. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Being a multicultural country with diverse cultural beliefs, all religious festivals in Fiji are celebrated in a unified manner each year. Now that we are in the month of Ramadan, the Fiji Muslim League is making the most of the holy month, inviting as many people as possible to its iftar. Catherine Krishna was at an iftar event yesterday evening, which was attended by government officials, members of the diplomatic corps and Muslims from other countries.
Iftar is the evening meal with which Muslims end their daily Ramadan fast at sunset.
This is an opportunity like the evening like this to share in the joys and in the mercy and the gratitude that we experience with all our friends.
So Iftar is the breaking of fast. It is done daily in the month of Ramadan at the time of sunset, in which we invite our family members, also people from other communities.
Meanwhile, other guests present at the event appreciated Fiji's style of celebrating festivals with people from different ethnic backgrounds.
I've celebrated it in Fiji. It will be a joy for me because I met with the new sister and brother here.
There are quite some cultures and religions on Fiji, but people are celebrating it together. They integrate very well. It's a multi-ethnic, multi-religious country where you have a unity in diversity, which is the most important thing.
Eid ul-Fitr will be celebrated next week to mark the end of Ramadan, the Islamic holy month of fasting. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
2 Fijians have died along with 8 others in a plane crash in Kenya. Fijian missionary Pastor Sakarai Mataka and his 15-year-old son Paula Teke were among the passengers on board the ill-fated plane. According to a statement from the Christian Mission Fellowship International Church, Pastor Mataka and his son will be buried in Kenya, a nation he served in for more than 10 years. The pastor and his son were on their way to Nairobi and from there back to Fiji. It is believed the plane flew into a severe storm on Tuesday. In sports later with Jamie, hail or rain, bowlers continue with games at South Pacific Carnival, but up next is Akosita with business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break, deadline to install VMS device extended, and in growing Fiji, construction on Suva Women's Health Unit begins. Stay with us.
Lola, I am Eleanor. For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Seni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Koroko, Singatoka. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger, Singatoka.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight, the deadline to implement the electronic fiscal device system, commonly known as the VAT monitoring system, has been extended until month's end. Phase 2 group of businesses include hardware companies, accounting firms, medical centers, travel agencies and law firms. The Fiji Revenue and Customs Service says Phase 1 involved supermarkets and pharmacies. Customers shopping at supermarkets and pharmacies should receive the new fiscalized receipts, which has a QR code allowing the receipt to be scanned and verified. The FRCS is urging consumers to scan and verify their receipts using the Receipt Verificator app, which is available on Google Play and Apple Store. And we now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
News related to the US dollar and the euro are topping the headlines in the markets today. The US dollar lost some ground against its peers as their treasury yield fell sharply. But their June initial jobless claims declined to 222,000, while their consumer credit increased by a moderate 9.3 billion in April. The euro's recovery remained intact amid expectations that the European Central Bank will begin withdrawing their stimulus program. However, Eurozone GDP data released last night confirmed that the economy expanded by 0.4% only in the first 3 months of this year, which is the weakest rate since 2016. The financial markets have a platter full of upcoming events to digest, starting with the Group of 7 summit in Canada this weekend, where trade issues between the US and its major trade partners will come into focus. And that's it for this week. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Now taking a look at the currency exchange rates set this morning for the Fijian dollar, as the US dollar and the euro gained before the upcoming G7 economic meeting. The Fiji dollar only increased against the Australian dollar today and showed minor slippage against the other currencies we cover. In the commodities market, the price of oil rose above $66 a barrel, gold was closed up at $1,297, and silver was on the rise at $16.67 an ounce. In growing Fiji, expecting mothers will soon have access to a new health unit that meets international standards and delivers a complete package of coordinated care designed specifically for women. This follows the groundbreaking ceremony of the new Suva Women's Health Unit by Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama this morning. The unit will have 200 beds with integrated clinical facilities, and Bainimarama says it will be a comprehensive facility unlike anything Fiji has ever seen before.
We'll be putting in post-anti and neonatal facilities, a first stage delivery room, a post-anesthetics delivery unit, 8 new delivery rooms, 3 new operating theaters, palliative care ward, high dependency unit.
And that's business for tonight. Jamie joins you now with sports.
Thanks, Akasita, and good evening. Ahead in sports, Flying Fijians expect Pacific battle at its best against Samoa. And excitement building ahead of the FIFA World Cup. There's some more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Baba Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Kritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
Wet and heavy underfoot conditions are expected to create havoc for both Fiji and Samoa in their one-off test in Suva tomorrow. The forecast is for more rain, which will mean both sets of forwards will have a bigger role to play before the backs are able to strut their stuff. Meli Tavanga has more.
The pitch at Lovalo will not be ideal for a free-flowing match, but the Flying Fijian skipper knows his men will have front up with a tough attitude to beat the Samoans.
It's always a physical battle up front first before we play wide. So with this weather too as well, we're looking forward to it, and we know that it's going to be tough. But I believe and I have faith in the squad. We can make Fiji proud tomorrow.
Guerra says his men have done their hard yards and anticipate the Samoans will be out to create an upset.
The team has prepared well this week, and so it's last week. And we know that Samoan team will be coming in to win. And we're looking forward to the challenge, and the boys are prepared for it.
On the other hand, the Samoan side knows exactly what areas they need to work on to counter the Fijians' attack and defense line.
You know, they like to play with, you know, their offloading style of football, and you know how to say the flying Fijians. So we expected them to run with the ball a lot. So we've been focusing a lot on our defence this week. So hopefully we can stop that and stop their key players like Leon.
The two teams have played each other on 51 occasions, with Fiji winning at 28 to Samoa's 20, and 3 have ended in a draw. Bailey Tabanga, FBC Sports.
The Fiji Airways men's sevens coach Gareth Weber and his team are on the verge of creating history this weekend in France. If Fiji wins the Paris Sevens, the national side will become the first Fijian team to win 6 tournaments in a single series, and also the first side to bring home 3 trophies after a leg of the tournament. Wasnil Prasad reports.
Gareth Weber and his brigade are 4 days away from achieving another milestone, which would be forever entrenched in the history books of Fijian rugby.
We've done well in second tournaments of the last few months, but that doesn't count for anything. This is a one-off tournament which we've got to focus on getting everything that we need right. And as you say, if we manage to get ourselves through to those semi-final positions, final positions, you know, we want to win this tournament.
Former Samoan Sevens player, officer Trevi Runners, who has won a series title before, says there is nothing stopping Fiji from storming home with a title.
I believe that Fiji is going to win the World Series because they have a very good team. There are a lot of quality players.
Fiji Sevens side needs to finish in 3rd place in Paris Sevens to win the series.
Players do it for their families and they do it for their country, and they know that when they put the white jersey on, that they're representing everybody in Fiji. There'll be something that we say to them again this weekend. They know it better than I do, and you can rest assured that we'll be doing everything we possibly can to bring home that prize.
Fiji begins its campaign against Samoa before playing Kenya and New Zealand in the pool stages. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Rugby fans living in rural areas need not worry about missing the opportunity to purchase tickets for the Super Rugby match that will be played in Suva. With just 3 more weeks to the much-awaited clash between the Highlanders and the Chiefs at ANZ Stadium, people living outside Suva can now visit the nearest Fiji post office to purchase their tickets.
You pay the postal agency, the postmaster, the rural party, whichever location it's going to be at, and they issue you your receipt. And you make your way here to the Fiji Sports Council office, and we will redeem that for you.
Fiji Sun has become the official newspaper for the Fiji Rugby Union for the next 2 years. The two organizations signed an agreement with $400,000 in advertisements and editorial mileage. FRU Chief Executive John O'Connor says they look forward to developing the sport with Fiji Sun.
Fiji Sun has always shown its commitment and support towards the development of rugby in the country, and what better way to portray this than to sign a MOU.
We have decided to resign our agreement with Fiji Sun. I think it's a natural partnership.
2 local table tennis reps have been named in Team Oceania for the World Cadet Challenge in Tottori, Japan this October. The athletes were selected following the cadet singles events at the 2018 ITTF Oceania Junior Championships in the Cook Islands. 11-year-old Vicky Wu will be on the boys' team, while Philomena Duncan will team up in the girls' team with other regional athletes. With just 7 days to go until the opening match of the FIFA World Cup in Russia, 24 million tickets have been allocated to football fans all around the world since sales started in September 2017. FIFA President Gianni Infantino says Russia is 100% ready to host the World Cup with a lot of surprises at stake. Meanwhile, the New Zealand football side delivered their best performance of the Intercontinental Cup, beating tournament host India 2-1 in Mumbai. Rain hasn't dampened the spirits of those taking part in the South Pacific Bowling Carnival underway at Suva's Bowling Club. However, organizers say the conditions have to some extent affected the performance of top bowlers, leaving tomorrow's finals open to anyone that's qualified. Luciana Tangidakimba reports.
The strongest bowler who will survive this adverse weather will walk away with the champion's title tomorrow.
We have about 8 teams that are competing, and all those 8 teams are Fiji representatives. So it's not easy going out there in these conditions. So it'll be whoever gets onto the green right and the weight will win the tournament.
Tiko Isuva says there has been strong competition among the participants, with new players stamping their mark.
Competition is very tough. We have some upsets yesterday, which is a new, not a new team, all the new players, which is kid by one of the very old Lady Rotavakaloma, which beat one of the representative of a team which had two Fiji reps on them.
Paul Barrett, who has been competing in the carnival for the past 25 years, says young bowlers need recognition.
There are a lot of new bowlers, up-and-coming bowlers. They should be recognised, and it's lovely to see the new bowlers winning as well.
The South Pacific Bowling Carnival ends tomorrow, where a team in the 4th Division is expected to be crowned. Luciana Tangizakimbao, FBC Sports.
That's it from Sports Tonight. Angie joins you later on with weather and a new media. The BlackBerry Key 2 arrives with dual cameras and a refined design. Take a look at that after the break.
Lawan golesenya, Obama kita benakas, dorong-dorong binakape, na radio Fijuan, nandong may ayaw benyana, kita barongon na radio Fijuan, nandong may wisi, hinatoka.
Guado ilaisa hinatoka, rong-rong binana heramakawa na radio Fijuan hingatoka.
Radio Fijuan, nandong may viti.
In new media, larger keys, quicker shortcuts and a dual camera. BlackBerry's second ode to keyboard lovers is here. And it's weather time now with Angie.
Hello to you and to the weekend. We're finally on our favorite day, which is the good part, but due to a trough of low pressure headed this way, strong wind and rain warnings are in force. So expect some rough weather throughout the weekend, and don't forget to grab your blankets. It will be a chilly one. Let's quickly have a look in the west. Light isolated showers was the scenario for today. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, similar conditions to the west with more rain expected later tonight. And up north, it was cool and cloudy. At sea, the strong wind warning in effect calls for strong southeast winds, occasionally gusting to 55 km per hour with rough seas. For the tides, low tide at 7:42 p.m. with high tide at 2:15 a.m. Sunrise at 6:33. For tomorrow, expect some rain and gusty winds, maybe a few thunderstorms. For the temps, Suva and Lautoka will be at 28 degrees. And looking further on to Sunday, the worst of the bad weather should have passed, so we can expect some improvement later in the day on Sunday. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, who are you supporting in the match between Flying Fijians and Samoa?
I bet Fiji will win. My team is Fiji because they have some experienced players there like Nakarau.
Fiji is my team because they've been training well.
Flying Fijians, definitely they would win.
I think Fiji will win because it has some experienced players, and I would like to wish them well for the game tomorrow.
I think Fiji will win, and as a Fijian, I always bet for this team.
Recapping the main stories for tonight, police questions Ratu Apinisa on installation, traders charged over homes care fraud, and PM again lashes out at keyboard warriors. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we're asking, do you think more should be done to develop the Fijian fashion industry? Visit our FBC website to answer. Before we go, our shot of the day sent by Rose Stolz, who called it a romantic sunset, captured at the Nauluwai village in Naitasiri. Remember, you can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via Facebook page FBC News. You can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC_news or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फीजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
मैं हूँ अंकल किंग सिंगाटोका टाउन के टैक्सी ड्राइवर। जैसे रग्बी फेमस है वैसे रेडियो फीजी 2 फेमस है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।